Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing Thor, Love and Thunder. I finally got to see this movie, so let's talk about it. Thor, Love and Thunder is directed by Taika Waititi, written by Taika Waititi and Jennifer Kaytin Robinson, based on Marvel Comics, produced by Kevin Feige and Brad Winderbaum, cinematography from Barry Idone, edited by Matthew Schmidt, Peter S. Elliott, Tim Roach, and Jennifer Varello. Music by Michael Giacchino and Nami Malamed. A production company is Marvel Studios, distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. It released 23rd of June 2022 for the premiere, and 7th of July 2022 in New Zealand, and 8th of July 2022 in the US. The movie's runtime was 119 minutes, so an hour and 59 minutes. The budget of this movie in New Zealand was $408 million. In the US, it was $250 million. The box office was worldwide. It has made around $712 million. I think it's accurate. Anyway, rating in New Zealand, it's an M for violence, and in the US, it's a PG-13 for intense sequences of sci-fi, violence, action, some suggestive material, and partial nudity. The genre of this movie is action, comedy, superhero, science fiction, adventure, and fantasy. The plot of this movie is after his retirement is interrupted by Gore the God Butcher, a galactic killer who seeks the extension of the gods. Thor enlists the help of King of Valkyrie, Korg, and ex-girlfriend Jane Foster, who now explicitly wields Mjolnir as the mighty Thor. Together they embark upon a harrowing cosmic adventure to uncover the mystery of the God Butcher's vengeance and stop him before it gets too late. The cast, all starring Chris Hemsworth as, of course, Thor, Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher, Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie, Taika Waititi as Korg, Russell Crowe as Zeus, and Natalie Portman as Jane Foster / Mighty Thor. The production. Shortly after the release of the third Thor film, Thor Ragnarok, in November 2017, that film's director Taika Waititi and executives from Marvel Studios met to discuss ideas for another film, which was greenlit following the positive responses to Ragnarok. Chris Hemsworth indicated in January 2018 that he was interested in continuing playing Thor in Marvel Cinematic Universe. Despite his contract with Marvel being set to end with his role in Avengers Endgame, by then Hemsworth and Waititi had discussed what they want in a potential fourth Thor movie, and Hemsworth said a month later that he would consider returning if there was another great script. Tessa Thompson, who plays a Valkyrie in the MCU, believed in April 2019 that a pitch had been made for Ragnarok's sequel that involved Waititi returning. Hemsworth said that he would continue playing Thor for as long as possible, crediting Waititi for revitalizing his interest in the role after he became exhausted after underwhelmed with it prior to making Ragnarok. Filming. Principal photography began on January 26, 2021 at Fox Studios Australia in Sydney under the working title The Big Salad. Barry Baz Idone serves as the cinematographer after previously working with Waititi on the Disney Plus Star Wars series The Mandalorian. Film was delayed for an initial August 2020 start due date due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Industrial Light and Magic provided the same stagecraft virtual production technology used on The Mandalorian in Our Flag Means Death, which Waititi directed an episode of. Creating custom volume space at Fox Studios Australia. It featured more LED panels and offered a higher resolution than the original volume created by The Mandalorian. Waititi also used satellite lab plate light technology after previously using the dynamic light technology on Ragnarok, which is a special rig designed to capture multiple lighting setups simultaneously within a single shot at a high frame rate, allowing Waititi to select which lighting set he would like. In post-production, Waititi believed he was able to shoot Love and Thunder more efficiently than Ragnarok due to already having experience working on a Marvel Studios film. Critical response. The review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes reported an approval rating of a 67%, with an average rating of a 6.6 out of 10, based on 366 reviews. The site's critics' consensus reads, "In some way, Thor: Love and Thunder feels like Ragnarok Redux, but overall, it offers enough fun-paced fun to make this a worthy addition to the MCU." On Metacritic, the film has a weighted average score of 57 out of 100, based on 64 critics and indicating mixed or average reviews. Audience polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of a B+ on an A+ to an F scale. A post-track reported 77% of the audience members gave it a positive score, with 63% saying that they would definitely recommend it. In early reactions to the film, Screen Rant noted that the performances from Christian Bale and Natalie Portman were praised. Owen Gilman of Variety said that there were many words to describe Thor: Love and Thunder, stating, "Comedy is all a part of the package that made Ragnarok such a genuine Marvel wildflower." Gilman wrote that the film sustains its freshness to the end, although it started with a more awkward first act with Guardians of the Galaxy. He also praised Gore's characterization, a powerful introduction, concluded the review by saying that he felt moved by the end. Now onto my thoughts for this film. Okay, for me, this movie is awesome. I really enjoyed my time with Thor: Love and Thunder. I know this movie is a mixed movie, but I thought it was awesome. I really think Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher is one of the best MCU villains in Phase 4. He really brings the creepiness to the movie, which I loved. I loved Taika Waititi's style in this movie. I think he nails it again from Ragnarok to Love and Thunder. I love the music choices into this movie. I think the music choices in Love and Thunder is better than Ragnarok for me. Personally, I love seeing the cast back again. Thor, Korg, Valkyrie, and Jane coming back. That was just so cool to see, and how we see her character in this movie was really well done. I'm not going to say what happens because spoilers, of course. But I loved what they did with her character. The humor in this movie really shines for me. In this movie, I think that most of the jokes landed for me and worked really well. I loved the final battle in this movie. It just was epic and I loved it. Of course, I loved seeing Chris Hemsworth back. He kills it as always. And Korg in this movie, played by Taika Waititi, was just a delight and funny to see on screen. Seeing Valkyrie as well was, I just loved seeing that. And then the new ad of Zeus, he was just really funny in this movie as well. I know he gets a bit, not many people really enjoyed his character, but for me, I think I really enjoyed his character. Now to the bad and disappointing. Okay, for me, this movie does have a few amount of problems. Nothing big for me. Anyway, I think this movie's plot sometimes goes all over the place, and it doesn't make sense for me, and could have been a bit better. I think Ragnarok for me is a bit better. I just really love the movie. I wish we got more gore. I think that he would have pushed it up for me a wee bit more. I think the first act of this movie was the weaker act for me of this movie because I think it was just a bit too lengthy, and that is all the problems of this movie for me. Final thoughts. I think Thor: Love and Thunder is an awesome movie. I really enjoyed my time with this movie, and hopefully we get more. I think the whole cast was awesome in this movie, and Taika's work in this movie was just awesome as always, and pushing up to being one of my favorite directors of all time. I think this movie does have a few amount of problems, but nothing big for me. And yeah, just a fun, entertaining movie that is just mixed, but I'm on the really positive side for this movie. My score for Thor: Love and Thunder, I'm going to be giving it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Percentage, I'm going to be giving it a 90%. Grade, I'm going to be giving it an A. And out of 10, I'm going to be giving it a 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching my review for Thor: Love and Thunder. There'll be videos on the screen down there, podcast down below. I just did my, yesterday was a new episode down there. Like, share, comment, what are your thoughts of Thor: Love and Thunder if you have seen the movie. Thanks for watching. Next up, I will be doing a massive ranking, which is all 36 MCU movies and TV ranked. I'm not doing a tier list on that because I want to move back onto the rankings because I haven't done that in a while, but I want to do that. But yes, thanks for watching. Take care. Peace.